What's happening? What's happening out there, good people? It's your man Cam. Just jumping back on here. I've been tuning into the news and watching little clips and things like that, and I hate to keep beating this dead horse. You get what I'm saying? But it has to be told. It affects all our lives. It's going to affect our children's lives or what have you. But like I say, it's just amazing how what I'm saying is being backed up by the media or what have you. So I was watching and listening to the news this morning or what have you, and of course this is about this president we got in the White House, y'all, and how just as of yesterday he went and fired I got it written down right here, y'all, excuse me, the Joint Chiefs Chairman of the military, in which he's like the voice or what have you to the president about what's going on with the militaries or the different branches of the military. And like I said, he up and went and fired this guy as of yesterday, and apparently there's more to come when it comes down to our military staff and things like that, as far as losing their jobs. And I'm not a historian or anything like that. I'm just a realist, in which if someone was trying to take over and rule with an iron fist or what have you, the first thing you do is you take over the military. You change the military. You get the military completely under your control. And so he's hiring this guy in that, like we all know, he's not going to hire somebody unless you're going to bow down to his every wish or what have you. And so that's what he's doing, bringing the guy in to where this guy's just going to be a face. He's just going to be a body. All of the true calls and things that are going to be taking place are going to be made by this president. Come on, y'all. Let's wake up and smell the coffee. You understand? And not only that, it amazes me, in which, no, it really doesn't, but I just say it like that because now you got these Republicans in these different states that voted for this guy crying, complaining, and moaning because of the things that he's doing. In which, if you were unable to realize the type of person he was the first time he was in office, then you're blind. They're blind. But like I said, now all of a sudden they want to cry and complain, but you didn't see all of the stuff. He caused almost overtook the White House because he lost the presidency the last time. But yet y'all still voted him in. So I don't feel sorry for any Republican that's now on their knees crying because they did it to themselves, and everything that's going to occur, they helped do it to this country and to everybody else. And I don't care about your voting status or whatever you want to call it, whether you're Republican, Democrat. I don't care nothing about that. It's about people. But once again, they put these labels on people in order to create this division that we have in the nonsense that we are going through. They created this nonsense. And because people are so ignorant and blind, they run with it. They dive right in. Oh, you're a Democrat? Well, I can't talk to you. Oh, you're a Republican? I can't eat lunch with you. How stupid are we as a people to use something like that as a means of not communicating with one another effectively? And then you got, like I said, this Antichrist, the Tesla guy, went to the CPAC, whatever that nonsense is, some government nonsense once again. They got to label everything. But he goes to the CPAC, he comes out with a chainsaw and with some shades on, and they went crazy. I mean, they were excited to see this idiot come out with a chainsaw and some sunglasses on, basically saying how he's cutting the government. how he's affecting all of these people's lives and their livelihoods because you feel like you're going to save the government money, in which it's been proven that in these few weeks that this president has been in office, that he spent more money or put more debt into the budget than any other president has in such a small amount of time. And just wait for it, y'all. Just wait for it. It's gonna get worse and worse. But yeah, he's gonna sit here and come up with these nonsense ideas and things to make people think that they're doing the complete opposite. But you got to look at the facts. And that's the problem with people. They don't want to look at facts. They want everything to be fictional and a play and an act. And so I say that because that's what that was. To come out with a chainsaw and to be throwing it all up in the air and everything, it's a comedy show. And people rather deal with fiction than to deal with reality and face what's really going on in life. That's why people get high and drunk and all these other things, because they don't want to face the reality of life. And I'm saying that from a personal perspective. I'm not just saying that to people. I'm saying that because I used to smoke weed and I did it to get away from the reality of life. And that's what people like. But we got to get away from that nonsense, because all it's doing is destroying everything. Because if you can't face reality and you want to keep going off of fictional concepts, you're going to destroy everything. And that's what's going on in this White House, y'all. It's crazy. And so then they say that this Dodge, the group, the government agency that's supposed to get the debt in order, that they're going to give out a dividend. Basically, whatever money they save, they're thinking about it, I should say. They didn't say that they were going to do it, but whatever money the government saves, they're going to cut checks. I don't know if it's just for government people or for the entire working class in this country. And I'm not saying that because it's a good thing. I'm saying that because they use something like that in order to convince, once again, our undereducated people that what they're doing is a good thing. That by hundreds and thousands of people losing their jobs, that by you cutting a $500 check once a year or one time in the 4 years that you there, that you're doing something good for the people. But they're not. I'd much rather you keep a $500 check that you was going to cut for me once out of a year or twice out of a year, if that means that 5 people can keep their jobs in order to feed their family. You get what I'm saying? They use these manipulative tactics in order to sway people away from the truth. And in all reality, that little one-time check is not going to make or break me when it comes down to somebody that's losing their entire family, their homes, and everything else, because you got 2 narcissist people in the White House that don't really give a darn about the people, because all they talk about is saving this country billions of dollars, but yet you're putting billions of dollars of debt back into the country whenever you are so-called saving the country. And then you cut the CDC. Thousands of people lost their jobs here in Georgia. You're cutting the IRS. Over 3,500 jobs are apparently going to be lost because he's cutting the IRS. And no telling, and once again, the military people losing their jobs. And how many more people are going to be affected when it's all said and done if these 2 idiots, and excuse my language, are allowed to continue to do what they are doing? Y'all, it's time to wake up. And then you got the House Speaker, whatever have you, this Mike Johnson guy, who's also a Republican, telling the people, and this is at the CPAC, telling the people that they're not going to cut Medicaid. They're not going to cut SNAP, the government assistance for people who need for food and things. They're not going to get rid of that. But then Elon, this Tesla guy, comes so many minutes later on the same exact stage and says that they are going to cut Medicaid, that they are going to cut government supplement assistance. They are going to do these things. Y'all, if y'all don't see through this smoke and mirrors that they are putting in front of us, then God knows, people, we are truly blind. But I'm saying these things to open up y'all's eyes. I can see through the calamity and all of the fictional stories and stuff that he's making up, Paul Bunyan type nonsense, to make us think that he's bigger than life. It's time to wake up. But I had to get that off my chest, y'all. I wanted to say this for later to where I could put it together a little more collectively, but I just couldn't hold it in any longer. But hey, y'all take it easy. It's your man Cam. Go check out my YouTube too, man. I post all this stuff on YouTube as well. You understand? Because this needs to be put out here. They blinding us with all this fairy tale music industry nonsense. Don't get me wrong. If these folks was doing what they was doing to these men and women, they need to be prosecuted as well. But they're blinding us from what's truly going to affect us, which is what the government is doing. What a rap artist is doing is not going to affect our livelihoods like what a president and the government is doing. So y'all, we need to focus more so on the real truth and let these music artists who made millions and billions of dollars and ain't helping nobody, buying a bicycle and a couple of book bags ain't helping nobody. And that's all I got to say, y'all. But y'all take it easy, man. And I'll talk to y'all soon.